Hello everybody, this is Stephanie from Brown's Custom Creations, and I'm working on a lemonade wreath, and I just wanted you to come and spend a little time with me and get our heads off of everything that's going on in the world and just do something a little different. So I thought I would come on while I'm making this wreath. I've already prepared some of the things that we will need, you know. Um, so of course, I have my Deco Mesh wreath form here in yellow, and I've already tied on the little hanger. And I have some yellow jute Deco Mesh that we'll be using, so it has the little white and yellow jute thread coming through it. And I've already cut up my green mesh that I'll be using. I'm going to lower this down a little bit so you can see. So I have the green mesh that I'll be filling in, and I've already cut that. And then I'm going to be using some lemon ribbon. You can't have a lemonade wreath without lemon ribbon. And then this green with the black and white polka dot, as well as this yellow and white polka dot and this yellow and white plaid. So I've already gotten the ribbons cut as well. Let me show you this cute little sign. It's a metal sign that has Farmers Market fresh lemonade on it, and so that's what we'll add to the sign. And I have some picks that I've already prepared. So I have some little flowers on there, and also I have some little lemon picks that I've already cut apart. So those are the elements that we'll be using. Of course, if you haven't cut your things apart, if you're making this wreath, you'll need a rotary cutter, a mat, so you don't ruin your table or anything like that. You'll also need a pair of scissors to cut your ribbon, and some type of wire cutters if you're adding florals. And you'll need a glue gun of some sort. I like this wireless Ryobi glue gun. And you may need a few of these wire ties, and you'll need some wire to add your sign on. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and lower my camera down so you can see. There we go. Alrighty. I'm going to drop my Deco Mesh all the way down on the floor so it'll be easy to roll out. And as you come in, if you'll just, give me a hi or a hello or thumbs up that you're here, I would love to hear from you. If you're new, then please let me know that you're a first-time watcher. Okay, and all I'm doing is I'm gathering this up in my hand, leaving a little bit at the edge. And we're going to start at the top. And since I have my hanger already here, I know this is my top, okay? So I'm just starting at the bottom. At the end, you won't be able to see it, so it's not that big of a deal where you start. But I do like to start at the top, just so it doesn't get smushed at the end. Okay, and then I'm going to use 10-inch proofs at the top, on the top ring, around this top ring. I'm just measuring out 10 inches as I go through. And I'm pulling this pretty tight so it'll sit down on the wire well. So tell me what you're up to today. So how are you staying busy? Let me pull up my comments on my computer here since I have this down. let's see here. Hold on for me. My husband had to go outside. He just couldn't take being in the house anymore. He was like, look, I've got to get outside. And hi, AJ and Angie. Thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. So my husband is outside. Sounds like he's mowing the yard after all the rain that we've had. So, and it's cloudy today here, but supposed to be really warm the next few days. Yes, and a wireless glue gun. It is so awesome. The way I even came about that is a couple of years ago. I can't remember if it was last Father's Day or the year before. I think it was the year before. I bought my husband some more wireless tools, like he needed that. I think his old batteries or something were not doing whatever he wanted. So I'm like, oh, this is a good deal. You know how they run all those good deals for dads around Father's Day. So I got him this Ryobi, didn't know what I was buying. I'm like, okay, well, here you go. And it came with a choice of a tool. So you got all these batteries, like 2 or 4, something, I don't know. Some batteries and a tool. And then after Father's Day, we were at Home Depot because we live there. We either live at Home Depot or either I live at Hobby Lobby or something like that. But you know how it is. Anyways, we were there, and my glue gun was acting up, and my husband was like, hey, here's a wireless one, and it fits the batteries. So how about you try that? I'm like, okay, because, sometimes I leave my I would leave my glue gun on, and then, you know, after a year of doing that, it would just go out. So this one I've had quite a while, and I'm really enjoying it. It gets hot, really hot. So you have to be careful. The only thing I wish it had was like dual temperature. That would make it extra nice. So if there's anybody new on here, this is Deco Mesh that I'm putting around the frame of the ring, the wreath, and I'm tying it in at 10 inches around the top, all the way around, and we're almost done with the top. This is the last one, and I untie that first one where I started. Untie that. And I'm just kind of fluffing this out as I go. These are called poofs. If you look at anybody else that does wreath, these are called poofs. This is how most people started when they make deco mesh wreaths. They usually start out making the poof method, which is easy. Okay, so that's what it is on the top. To get down to the bottom on this next row down here, all I'm going to do, you don't need to cut it. Let me make sure I'm in the frame. You just pull this straight down. Pull it down. And you secure it tight. You don't make a poof. You just pull it straight down. And you tie it in. Okay? Now, on the bottom, we're going to go a little bit bigger. So on the top, it was 10 inches. On the bottom, we're going to go 11 inches. So just pull that 11 inches out, and you can go, to 12 inches. It just makes a bigger poof. So you can see how that just poofs that out more. If I were to do it 10 inches, it would be tighter. And that's fine if that's the look that you're going for. I don't really care for that. So I always go at least an inch out on the bottom. It just gives it a fluffier, thicker look at the end. For some reason, my camera keeps telling me that I can't rotate my camera while I'm filming, and I'm like, what? I'm not trying to rotate it. Anyways, okay, let me look at these comments. I really should have brought my glasses in here. Oh, what's dual temperature? Good question, Angie. Dual temperature is where on a glue gun, it will have a high temp and a low temp. And so you have the capability of switching if you want something like low temp. Let's say if you were if you were binding some felt pieces together, something like that, you would want it on a lower temp. Or if you were, putting it on, I don't know, wood or something like that, you probably want it on a high temp. So what I do, since it doesn't have that feature, when it gets hot, I just turn it off and just wait a few minutes, a minute or so, so the glue can cool down. That's my get around for that. You know what? For my fingers not to hurt, all the tugging that I do, at night I take some Aleve. I don't know. I think I've just gotten used to it, but because all that tugging, it does wear your fingers and hands out. It's like, oh, I have muscles in my hands I didn't even know I had. So yeah, it does wear your fingers and your muscles in your fingers down, I tell you. Hey, JC. Thank you for joining me. I sure miss you guys. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to teach your friends, teach people I know on the live. So is any districts doing any e-learning or anything like that? Or you got kiddos at home that you're trying to figure out what to do with? Let's see here. Almost done with the bottom ring. We have about 3 more passes. In just a minute, when I finish this, I'm going to read the comments. I started in the wrong place. There we go. My mesh was getting all twisted up on me here. And I am a measurer. I know a lot of people say you don't have to measure, just pull your mesh. But for me, it just looks so much more symmetrical at the end. I just can't. I don't know. And I've been doing this now, I think, for about 7 years, 6 or 7 years. Hopefully this yellow is making everybody happy. Now it doesn't look like much right now, but at the end, hopefully, it's going to look like a masterpiece. So I'm just going through and kind of fluffing this out because I didn't fluff as I was going through, and you can either fluff while you're going or fluff at the end. Doesn't matter. I'm going to cut off this excess. And so that's what we have right now. Let me see who has said something. And if I miss your comments, guys, it's because, you know, my partner isn't in here reading it to me. And so I'm trying to do this and check out these comments. You see, I miss you too, girl. And said, but fingers continue. Okay, meds at the end of the night. Yep, I do it every now and then. I have to. My fingers hurt so bad. You're talking to the phone. That is funny. Oh, oh, let's see here. What kind of teacher? I work for a large urban district, but I no longer teach in the classroom. If you're asking what kind of teacher, okay, I used to be a computer lab teacher, teaching math and reading to kinder through fifth graders. So that was interesting. So I did that for 18 years. So last year was the last year that I did it. Let's see, our district here in Mississippi loaded assignments online. Yep, that's what a lot of people are doing. A lot of districts here are doing that too. And you're missing work. Yeah, I hope the kiddos are finding that work online and keeping busy. Yeah, good. Yes, symmetry. Yes. I am most definitely a math person. Not so much of the other, but love math. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm all caught up on the comments there. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I've already cut my green mesh apart. Okay, this is just plain mesh. It doesn't have any foil or anything like that. So what I'm going to do, and I cut these into, I think, 18-inch strips. I cut them into 18-inch strips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over the mesh and kind of curl it in a couple of times so the raw edge is not showing. And I'm just going to kind of gather it in the middle. And then I'm going to roll the opposite edge in and just gather it up. And so we have a little bow tie. And I'm going to untie the tie and just add it in there in the middle. Okay. Now, I think this is called the woodland cruffle, or some people call them, I don't know. I think they're called the woodland truffle. So that's how it will look in there. Okay. So we're going to do that into all of the ties. We're just going to curl it up and then just go down the middle with some little pinches, curl the other end toward you to close in that raw edge, and it's pinched in the middle, and we're just going to go into our next tie, untie it, and put it in. Now, I like to put my curls down with the curls, this part curled under. I like to put it down. However, I've done it both ways. I've done it this way as well. It just gives it, I think it closes up more when you put it with the curl side up. So I'm putting my curl, where I curled it on the ends, I'm putting that down, facing down. And I give it a couple of good twists because I'm not going to open that back up anymore. So the wreath, it has 18 twist ties on it. So I cut 18 pieces, just curling the ends and pinching towards each other. We're just adding that mesh in. Let me get my scissors out of the way. Just curling. So it's just the same thing over and over. So, you know, if you were doing this particular wreath at home or something similar to it, you know, if you just wanted to go with the poof method on top, when I started, usually that's all it was the poof method, some ribbon, and a sign, something like that. So simple. But, you know, as time has evolved, everyone has evolved with this. Let me get some of these little tinsel ties, these little, not tinsel ties, but this little tinsely stuff off my table here. Alrighty. Yeah, here we go. But things have evolved, so, you know, I've tried to evolve right with them. Boy, but everybody back in the day, that's kind of how we were making them for the most part. But now, you can get these craft supplies, and if you are crafty, even if you don't think you're crafty, you can get your craft supplies and follow tutorials and feel confident that you're going to come out with something that you like, especially if you've already looked at the video and you're like, oh, I see how to do that. And you get the supplies and rewatch the video, and there you go. You can do it. So we're just doing the same thing over and over. And guys, while you're checking me out right here, which I so appreciate you coming and spending some time with me, especially since the hubs is outside and doing his thing, and everything is quiet. I'm like, okay, I've had enough TV and I've had enough radio. I need my friends to come in and help me here. So I really appreciate it. So while you're here, if you don't mind spreading the love on your page, or you can ask some of your friends to come join us and that may be interested. They may be, you know, they may have bought the stuff. You know how we do. We'll buy the stuff, put it in a bag. Bag will sit on the floor for 2 weeks. Okay, 2 months. Sometimes. I have had stuff that I've probably had for a couple of years. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start making little girl bows. That ain't happened yet. And so pull out your stuff and, you know, let's get with it. Thank you for all the hearts and the love. I sure appreciate it. You guys are so sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Thank you, thank you. Get back in the frame there. There we go. All right, so far this is what we have. We have just the top. We have the top, the top done. Now I'm going to go around the bottom. So it's 8 around the top and there are 10 at the bottom. So we're just still doing the same thing. Just curling those ends because we've cut them. When you cut the ends, deco mesh will ravel. And I don't care what kind of deco mesh you get, you know, it will ravel some. The higher, um, usually the higher foil content, the thicker it is, so it has more to hold on to, so it won't ravel as much, but it all ravels. So that's just to help with the raveling. So what are you guys cooking for dinner? Is there any cooking going on? If y'all know of some good recipes, you know, let us know what you're cooking. Because pretty soon, we're going to get tired of eating the same, you know, our same little dishes that we cook. So we need some inspiration. So let us know. Oh, hi, Tabitha. Good to see you, girl. Thank you for joining. After I get through with this, I'll have to read my comments. I need like one of those big monitors. Maybe next time I put it on my TV, that's what I'll do. I was going to say, I need one of those big monitors so I can see the comments. I'm squinting. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. That keeps coming up. Maybe I'm moving my table too much. My phone keeps telling me that I can't rotate my device. I'm not trying to rotate my device. That's driving me crazy. Every time I look up, I see this little black message up on my screen. Like, what's up with that? There it goes again. Okay, just tying those in tight. You see how that's a lot fluffier. Can y'all see all that? That's a lot fluffier than this side that I haven't done all of it yet. Love that. That's why I love deco mesh. It's just so full, and it stands up off your door. It's, you know, it's more three-dimensional. Thank y'all for all the love and support. Almost done. Have y'all been binging on any movies, catching up on any movies or anything? I haven't. Not really. Not really. I say I am. But then I'm like, what do I want to watch? I'm not a big movie person, not for real. So I'm like, I keep it on HGTV and binge watch that. That's crazy. Just tying it in. We have 3 more. 3 more, and then I'll read your comments. And if you're new to the page, if you will go ahead and like the page at the very top, like the page for me, and you can sprinkle the love on your page so you'll have something to refer back to if you ever want to make this a wreath. Or you can tag your friends, have a watch party, whatever it is. Okay? And you can follow this page. I'm also on YouTube. I haven't done a lot of YouTube because although I worked in a computer lab, I'm not techie like that, like how to convert the stuff. And it takes way too long. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I'm going to have to learn and get in there and get some help or something. Because I'm like, ooh. And this may be hard, you may not believe this, but I'm really an introverted person. That's why I don't do a lot of lives, but I'm like, I've got to get out of that. Now I'm kind of forced to do it because we're in the house and not on the move. So I'm like, okay, what's the problem? What's the real problem? I'm like, I got to get out of my little introvertedness. All right. So that's what we have so far. I'm going to raise this camera up. Okay. So I'm backing up on my trash can. Okay, this is what we have so far. So that's a big, pretty wreath. You can really just stick that on your door just like that. I mean, you really could. Okay, so let me clean my table off, and I'm going to read some comments in a minute. Let's see here. Miss Tabitha said hello. And yes, oh, you're saying Tabitha, you staying safe? You know she's been in the house. You know that. She ain't going nowhere. No cooking. JC, what about the cabbage soup? Now I know your family wants some of that cabbage soup, so you may as well go on and cook some. Let's see. Well, I'm not going to cook today. It's going to be leftovers. So last week I cooked. So we have plenty of stuff. Well, we have things to choose from. Everybody's going to have something different, but we're going to have plenty of things to choose from, and we're getting me a break. So that's how it's going in my house today. Oh, thank you, Terrellyn, for watching. I appreciate it. All right, if I missed anybody's comment, I'll have to comment on it later. I'm going to go ahead and lower the phone back down, but next we're just going to add in our ribbon. Just in case you missed the first part, these are two of the ribbon. So that we have a lemon and we have this check or plaid, and we have this yellow polka dot and then this green with the black and white polka dot. So we're going to alternate those and get those in here. So I'm going to go ahead and lower you back down. There we go. Now this time when I add the ribbons, I am not going to untwist my twist ties. And we're going to just start with, I'm going to start with the lemon pattern and this, the check one. I'm folding it in half, and then I'm just going to kind of make little pleats in the middle. Okay, and this is all wired ribbon, and you always want to use wired ribbon in your wreaths. It doesn't matter where you start. I always start on the top though, but as far as where, you can start anywhere. I'm just going to lay that down flat in there and twist it off tight. Okay, give it a couple of different twists. And we're just going to put that out to the side. Okay. And then I'm going to get my next pair, and we're going to do the same thing. Half in it. Pinch it in the middle. Little small pinches. I'm just going to get it. I'm not untwisting it. I'm just moving the twist ties out of the way and pushing it down. Good. And twisting it 2 or 3 times. Okay. So, JC, a long time ago, when you bought that Christmas wreath from me, you asked about how long does it take. Well, now you can see it takes a while. And I've already, I already cut the ribbon and cut the deco mesh and all that kind of stuff. But now you'll have some type of gauge of how long it takes. Oh, and let me tell you this. So, as I just mentioned, I cut the ribbon already. So when I cut it, of course, I cut it at whatever inch. I usually use either 13, 14, maybe 14 and a half inch ribbons. I like the ribbons kind of long. And then once I cut it, I dovetail them. I fold the ribbon in half. In there, so when you tie it off, your ribbons aren't moving. And give it 2 or 3 good turns. Now you can go ahead and either put in all of the same ribbon first, just skip every other one, or you can alternate the way that I'm doing. Either way, it's the same. It'll be the same thing. And a question that comes up from time to time is, do you have to use a 2.5 inch and a 1.5 inch ribbon, like this bigger ribbon and then this smaller ribbon? You don't have to. You can use, uh, 2.5 inch ribbons if you want to in a twist tie. In other words, you can do these 2 ribbons right here. You could do that together. You could do this all the way around the whole wreath. You don't have to have 4 different ones. It's really up to your preference. Now, if I were to just be using like 1.5 inch ribbon, I would do 3 ribbons because it wouldn't give as full of a look to me. And that's just, once again, that's just, that would be my preference. I would use 3. But most of the time, the majority of the time, I'm using a 2.5 or 2 inch ribbon with a 1.5 inch ribbon. The majority of the time. And if the ribbons aren't perfect right now, the way I want them, I got to go back at the end and fluff them all out anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. Lord, I'm getting myself messed up here. Okay, let me grab the right ones. Y'all give me a thumbs up if you think you can make this yourself at your house. I know you can. Don't give me no sad faces though, y'all. I'm for real, don't. But you can give me a thumbs up if you know you can make this at your heart, for yourself. Or a heart. There you go. There you go. I knew somebody would. All right now. You sure could make it yourself. All right, so it's just repeating the same thing over and over. So I've never made this combination. I don't think I made this particular combination last year with this green. So hopefully it comes out the way that I'm envisioning it in my head. But if not, you know, I could take it apart. Or let's see here. My internet looked like it kind of dropped. Okay, there we go. It looks like it's going again. If you happen to drop out, guys, if the internet stops working, please, please, please come back. Remember to let your friends know that I'm on live. You can, sprinkle the love over on your page. People can catch the replay, or you can have it for yourself just in case you are so inspired, and I hope you are, to make something crafty for yourself. Okay, now I finished the top row, by the way, and I'm going down to the bottom. So at every stage, you can actually quit on this wreath, and I'll show you what I mean when I get this this last row put on. Because some people, don't really like ribbon. I'm a ribbon holic, I think. Not so much as, not so much as I want to be. Because every day, every week, I see a new ribbon, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could buy ribbon like all day. I didn't tuck this in. Let me tuck this in. Oops. Alrighty. I think that's going to be okay. I think that yellow and green is going to look pretty once it's all together. But anyways, some people don't like ribbon, so they just want, like deco mesh and maybe some flowers and a sign. Or some people just want deco mesh and a sign, or, it's just lots of different combinations. I like all the stuff. Give me all of it. Bring it on. So who I hear either make wreaths? Let's ask that question first. Where are my wreath makers at? I know Asia is a wreath maker. And I didn't see who else was on here. I'll see in a minute. But yeah, if you're a wreath maker, let me know so I can follow your page as well. It's a lot of good wreath makers, guys. A lot of people. And most of us, we just like to make you happy. We like for you to come home, and when you're coming up to your door, just to see that pretty wreath on your door just makes you happy. Like, oh, I'm glad to be home after a hard day or whatever. And look, since you're in, most of us are in. Some of us, some people I know still have to go to work, and I thank you. If you're one of those people that have to go to work and You're putting yourself out there for everyone else. I just appreciate you and your service so much. But if you are in the house and you don't want it on your door, you can always put wreaths in your house. Always. Like this would be cute in a kitchen, on your pantry door, and if you didn't want to make it as thick, you don't have to make it as thick. But the lemon wreath would be cute in a kitchen or a front door. Either way. Almost done. I sure appreciate you hanging out with me a little bit today. And I have to straighten out or fluff these ribbon tails when I'm done, so I'm not overly concerned because I missed a couple of them as I was going. On the last one, remember we're just doing it in half, just folding it in half, and giving little pinches. Okay, I'm just going to kind of straighten out my ribbon a little bit before I move on. And I'll show you this wreath in just a second. And then we'll read some comments too. So if you do this at home, remember to adjust your ribbon tails. Okay? Don't just leave them flat. Adjust them, move them around. They're not coming out. See, I'm yanking on this. This is not going to come out. So that's why we make sure that they're flat into the wreath so you can adjust them and feel confident that they're not going to shift out. And if they do, just open the twist top back up and tie it in more securely. All right. Some people are like, I would not have the patience for all that. I'm like, I love it. Love it to pieces. Just fluffing these, just kind of moving the ribbon tails around. Okay. All right, that's what we have so far. Let me see who has come on. Wow, I'm up to 24 people. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Hi, Gary. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Ashley. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Carlos and Jace. Okay, a touch of decor. All right, Jace. Oh, thank you, Jace. I appreciate that. Oh, JC, you're too funny. You can do it if somebody force you to do it or make you do it, huh? That is too funny. Thank you, Terrellyn. I appreciate that. I would make you, girl. I can come over there and make you do one. Sure can. Or better yet, you and JC can come over here when it's all clear and we can have a wreath making party. How about that? That would be fun. All right, and then JC, you're gonna put your recipe all out there for everybody. I think I asked you for that recipe like 5 years ago. Never did get a recipe, but thank you. Now I got it. Don't you delete your comment. Okay, I'm gonna raise the camera up so everybody can see. Hold on. All right. So this is what we have now. Okay, with the ribbon. Whoa! If I don't lose it. Okay, there you go. So you can hang that on your door. So this is what I'm saying, that you could, at any point, you could stop. If that's all you wanted, that would be gorgeous on a door. So, like this one, I can't take it down. I forgot I kind of put it up there. But you could just hang that on the door, and you're done. But we're not done. So we have some more to do. So I'm going to lower you back down. You'll gladly pay. I'll gladly accept, too. Okay, hold on. Thank you. Looking good. Thank you, Angie. All right. So there we are. Now, this sign, move that out the way for just a second. This sign, it comes with 2 holes already in it. One at the top and one at the bottom. Okay? And then my sweet husband, he went ahead and added 2 other signs, so the sign wouldn't just be kind of wiggly waggly on the wreath. So we've already pre-drilled those holes. And so let me get my wire. Let's see here. I'm coming back, guys. I'm coming back. Okay. So you can either have some floral wire that's already straight, it's already pre-cut, or if you have some paddle wire, either one. And you're just going to add the sign into the wreath. And I don't open this, I just kind of pull it out. I had a little hole, I just made it bigger. That's fine. Let's see here. We need 4. And this wire is so thin, you won't be able to see. You can barely see it there. You won't be able to see it once it's attached into the wreath. So I don't even worry about that. I just bend that wire in half. And I'll push that down right there in the front. And then just give it a couple of twists. And I do the same at the bottom and on the sides. I go ahead and put my wire on first. I know maybe some people don't, but I just like to go ahead and get it on there first. It's just easier for me. Alrighty. And then let me get this untwisted there. There we go. So now, once I get it on, the first thing I want to do is make sure I'm putting this on here correctly. Remember I said I had my little hanger on here? So this is the top. So I don't want to put the sign upside down. So that's the top. I'm going to lay this on here. And then let me show you something first. So this wire that I put through here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the mesh, and I'm trying to find it so I can show it to you. And at the top, I have what's called a crossbar. Can you see this bar? And I'm actually going to wrap it around that bar. And I believe there's one at the bottom too, and I did that on purpose. I just like to have it secure where it won't wiggle around. So that's why I did my hanger first. Okay. So since this bottom is closest to me, I'm going to go ahead and do that first. I'm just putting the, let me move this around. I'm putting the wire through the mesh. The mesh has little holes in it. So I'm just putting the wire through the mesh. Now, if you don't have wire and you're doing this with like chenille stems, you can do it. You probably can't get it through the mesh. Okay, but you can still just run it around. You know, you can maneuver it around the piece. Usually this wire just goes right through the mesh and I have no problem, but no worries. Putting both pieces in there till I feel it. If you are working with wire, please be careful because it will stick you and it will make you bleed for real. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing on the back. So once I get the wire in, I'm going to make sure that I have it on either side of this bar. And I was trying to get it where it's on this crossbar like I was telling you, but that's okay. It didn't get over there, but I'm going to show you what to do. So I'm going to twist this on first, just a little bit. I want to make sure I don't have it too tight. I have it just a little bit too tight. So I'm going to untwist it, kind of back it out just a little bit. Twist it. Now I'm going to go under one of these, I'm going to use one of the wires to go under the crossbar. There we go. Now before I twist that on too tight, let me make sure I don't have it too tight on there. Nope, that's exactly how I want it. So I don't want the sign smushed into the wreath on this one. You know, you can, that's a look. But for this one, I don't want it smushed down into the wreath. I just want it kind of sitting on top. So that's as tight as I want it. I'll secure the rest later. Now I'm going to do the other end, which is the top. And we're putting it right through the mesh. And I try to go close to the twist tie as I can. Come on. It's got to go through those curls and pleats and all this stuff. So it takes a second. And I'm trying not to stick myself. Man. It's coming, y'all. There you go. That's one. And let's do the other one. All right. I'm going to turn it over and do the same thing. I'm going to go where where that wire is, right here. Bring it up on one side. Tie it. Make sure it's where I want it. And I don't want it droopy, so I kind of sure. Hold on. Alrighty. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie it on to that cross wire so it doesn't move. And then at the end, I'm just going to wrap that around. Okay? Okay. Ah, I forgot this shirt does not like deco mesh. I should have worn a cotton shirt. Anyways, let's see. Deco mesh will catch on to your clothing. So if you do decide to make a wreath, don't wear something that you are going to be mad if it snags on you. Now I'm just doing the sides. Same thing. Doing the other side. Shoot, I feel like this is almost as long as doing the ribbon. My goodness. Almost, guys. Let me get it through the yellow. There we go. Now I finally got it in there. Okay. Now twist that off. Twist, twist. Okay. Now, if you put on any sign, you're going to have to go back through and fluff up your ribbons and fluff them out again. That's just how it is. I have one I need to cut. So here's how you cut the ribbon. I was telling you that you fold it in half and just cut up toward the wire. Okay, that one was kind of fraying. And ribbon, you know, it frays. You know, different ribbons do different things. So some ribbons fray more than others. So just be careful with it. And when you have to adjust your ribbon, you adjust it from the side. Okay, that's important. Don't pull on it from the cut edge. Okay. So that's what you have so far. Let me show you this. I know y'all are probably tired of me going up and down, but I just want to show you that you really could stop at any point. So that could be your wreath right there. That's it. You see how thick it is? See that? Got ribbons everywhere. Okay. Let me know if you like that. We're almost done. Okay. Oh, thank you. Hi, Joe. Is it Joe? Let me look over here. Is it Joanne? Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that the colors are beautiful. And thank you, Jace, for sending people. I sure appreciate you. Let me look at the comments, see if anybody else has said anything. I need to turn on my glue gun. I'm talking about how wonderful this glue gun is. It's not going to work if it's not on. And let me get my cutting board. Okay. Let's see. Looking at comments. Hold on for me just a moment. I am making this for you, JC. Yes. It's going to be listed in my Etsy shop. So after this, give me a little bit and I'm going to list it and it's for you. Oh. Hey, Regina. It's been so long. Good to see you, girl. And yes, I know you're good for it. I will most definitely inbox you. I do have another sign. Let me show you. while my glue gun is heating up, I got another sign so I can make it for you. Thank you for all the kind comments. Thank you. Hi, Dorothy. Hello, Mary. And Shirley, thanks. Okay, so let's recap while my glue gun is heating up. Let's recap. So I have used this yellow, let me get it off the floor here. I've used the yellow mesh, the top ring on this work wreath form. I used 10 inch. I went around 10 inches with 10-inch poofs. And then I came down to the bottom with the same yellow and I used 11-inch poofs down there. And then for the green, um, this green right here, it's not that lime green. I forgot what it's called. But I cut these into 18-inch strips and I did the woodland ruffle. And the woodland ruffle is where you curl in the ends. Am I on the frame? Let's see here. Where you curl the ends and then you ruffle it in and curl the other end. Okay. And then for the ribbons, they're all wired. I use two 1.5-inch ribbons and two 2.5-inch ribbons. And they're cut in 14-inch pieces and I dovetail the ends. And the work wreath form, it's just that standard work wreath form that says 15 to 24 that you can buy at like, you know, at any good craft store. Like we have one here locally, which is Rhonda's Creative Corner, and you can buy things from her online. But Deco Exchange or Trendy Tree, the Wreath Shop, just trying to think of some places. And those people, they all ship. Okay. So, you know, and these supplies are there too at those different places. All right. Let me clean up just a second. And my glue gun is almost ready. And we'll get to this final step. All right. So what I'm going to do while my glue gun is still heating, it's probably almost ready. Nope, not yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just use a pencil marker, whatever you have, and just kind of twist the ties, because what we're going to do is we're going to stick our little florals down off in there. So on these, I've already put what's called a steel pick in it. Long time ago, or last year, whatever, we used to use green picks. Let me see if I have any of those. I know I do, just don't know exactly. No, I've hid them for myself. I think I put them away because I don't use them that often. But we used to use a green pick, put it on there, wrap it around, put floral tape. So now there's been a machine for over 100 years. You use a pick machine. You stick the stem in there, and it crushes. You know, it pushes these little things around, and you just push your floral in there. So that's what we're using today. So I'm just going to make a little circle. So this will be prepared to put in our stems. Going to go around and do that. Yes, it is very springy. Yes. So this is a wreath that you can put out if you decorate for Easter. Well, hopefully you have your Easter wreath up or about to, but you can put it up right after Easter and leave it up all through the summer. And oh, wouldn't this would look so good when you're coming home on those hot days. Oh my goodness. You know how hot it is if you're in Texas or anywhere in the South. You know how hot it is. And you just want to come in and get you a cold beverage. Oof. So that would look just so refreshing. Yep. Just preparing these little twist ties. Now, if you didn't want to do flowers or the lemon or whatever, you could always, put a bow, on the side or at the bottom or something, and you could call it done. I mean, you could really call it done right now. And I think it would be a beautiful wreath. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. You know, I really like to build up people's confidence, but you guys build up mine as well. Like I was saying earlier, I'm really an introverted person, until I get to know you, and then I'm all silly and goofy. But really, I'm an introvert. I'm kind of, in a group, I'm just kind of quiet and just, hanging low to myself. Um, and, that's just how I am. Grew up as an only child, so that's just how I am. So I'm trying to break that shell. So you guys, you inspire me just being on here and being patient with me and listening and learning, you know, whatever, just passing the time with me. It helps me too. It really, really does. Almost done. This will just help just a little bit to make things go a little bit faster. Thank you guys for spreading the love. If you sent somebody, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for the people that hopped on. I sure appreciate it. And as I said, Deco Mesh Ravel. So I have a little ravel here. So you just cut that off and it's gone. Don't worry about it. Don't pull it. And at the end, I'll take pictures. This is, at times like this is when you're so glad you have some wreath supplies. Oh my goodness. And like when you need to disconnect from the world for just a minute, it's just like this is a good little retreat. All right, I think I have, nope, I have one more. I heat gun is heated up because it dripped a little bit of glue. So if you do get one of these Ryobi glue guns, make sure you have something to catch glue. That's another thing that I don't know if it's the glue that I use or if it's my Ryobi or what, but it drips a little bit of glue. So like right there, y'all see that glue? I'm like, and it'll drip it every time, like every few seconds or whatever, a few minutes or whatever. Let me find the little finger covers. Hold on. Because I sure don't want to burn myself. Okay. I have these little finger covers that I sometimes use. I'm not going to even lie. I don't even use them all the time. But when I do, it sure does help. Because as I mentioned earlier, that glue is hot. So that one's too big for that finger. Okay. So here we go, guys. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get my florals. I've already put a pick on the ones that needed a pick. I've adjusted them because when you first get any flowers, these are from two different kinds of bushes. I don't know what these flowers' names are. Not that good with flowers, like names, if there's something unusual. But I just put this green with this yellow because it was green and yellow in here. So all I'm going to do is put some glue on the pick, okay? And I don't want to do it over my wreath. Put it on there. And then I'm just going to put it inside of that hole that I made. And then I'm going to push it in. Push that, those little circles that I made. Just push them together. Okay? That's why I have on my little, my thingamajig. And I just pulled that off. So I can't speak. If a flower comes off, you know, and they do, just put a little glue, because they don't glue them. When they manufacture these, they don't glue them. They just put them on there. But if one comes off, just glue it on, just like that. There you go. And I'm alternating with lemons, okay? Let me see if this is how long I want this, because this looks really long. I'm going to cut that down a little bit shorter. So I'm just using my little wire cutters, and I'm going to cut that down a little bit. Okay. This is Gorilla Glue that I get, and hot glue is kind of expensive, guys. So what I do is I wait until Joann's have either sometimes they'll have it on sale every now and then, but I'll wait until they have like a 60% discount coupon, a 60% coupon I can't get out, and use my coupon then and get the Gorilla Glue. Like, yay! Let me get my little picks out and put them over here so I don't have to keep reaching over there. Okay. And my lemons, I'm going to go ahead and cut those down like I did the other one. Oops. And stick it in that little hole. And I'm trying to go in the same direction. Okay, so it's not looking wonky. So we're going in one direction. We're going this way. Now I'm losing y'all. That's okay. I know it's long. It takes a while to do a wreath. I appreciate anybody that stopped by. Hopefully, um, hopefully you guys are putting this on your page so you can come and watch, or either like and subscribe so you can come back and finish watching. Fast forward. You know we all do it. We all do that. We're like, okay, we're good with this part. Let's get to the part I don't know. Okay. Just cutting these lemon. I'd rather cut the lemon longer like I had them than too short. Maybe I just cut that one too short. I'm going to put a pick on it. Let me show you the pick machine so you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. This is a pick machine. Handy little dude. So I cut this one a little bit too short. Can you see that? I don't want it quite that short. So I'm going to just put a pick out and smash that down, and it puts a little bit of a longer tip. Okay. Let me go ahead and cut my other lemon. Make sure I don't do it too short. That one I think we're good. Okay. Wait. Alrighty. We just have a little bit more. After this, after the flowers and the lemons, that's it. That's as far as we're going. And we're just rotating between the lemons and the flowers. So, you know, everything, and I guess that's kind of what I like about especially deco mesh wreaths, is because it's just a pattern, you know, and I like pattern, I like symmetry. I already told y'all I'm a math person, so yeah, that works for me. It's like, okay, that takes some of the guesswork out. It really, really does. Trying to make sure I'm not skipping any. So far, so good. I thought I checked that one. Okay. I just put a little steel pick on this other lemon because I thought I looked at it, but it was a little shorter than I wanted. Put some glue. Go right down in that hole. After this, we got 10 more. So that'll be the bottom. Okay. See, that's already looking different. Already looking different. All right. So we got the bottom row to go. And then we'll be done. Okay. Same thing. Just putting some of that glue on there. Bring this over here. Oh my goodness, I am so in love with this wreath. I didn't know if I was going to like it with the green and the black and white ribbon, but I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so pretty. So pretty. I'm going to see if I can twist this little flower so it can be up. Maybe not. Whoops. Now I'm wasting my glue, putting it all on the cutting board. Better on my cutting board than on my little cutting board, this little thing I stole from the kitchen. I'm like, who can use that little bitty thing? And I was like, oh, my glue gun. Glad I bought that set. This one's a little too long. And I don't mind the ones on the bottom being longer because I want to make sure that they're seen and they stick out a little bit. I'll find it where that goes. Is it over there? I think that goes there. That's where we're going to put it. I'm going to put a little glue, just a tad, because these are that plastic that will melt where the leaves go. Just a tad and push that on there good. Now that won't come out anymore. There we go. Just a few more, and then you can see the finished product. Few more. Thanks for hanging in here with me. Now you're almost a professional wreath maker. Y'all done stood in here and hung out with me. Know the little tricks and tips. Oh, I got scared. I was like, oh my goodness, I have 3 lemons left and one of the flowers. I'm like, something's wrong. I didn't take them all out of my basket. All right. We have, what, 4 more after this? All right, let's see here. I done got quiet. I guess I'm concentrating. So I've gotten quiet. I'm concentrating so I don't burn myself. Because when you burn yourself, it takes you to a different kind of place. Oh, hey, Mom. I didn't know you were on. Thank you for joining me. And Sharon, thank you. I don't think I had spoken to you. Thank you. Hold on, I got a little bit of glue on my leaf there. Getting that off. Okay. And we're down to the last lemon. Last little lemon spray. Oops. See, I almost got myself. Y'all see how I jumped back? I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Because I do not want to burn myself. Okay. And then I'll probably go through and hide some of the little green, the little yellow tinsel. I just want to show y'all what we have. I'm going to raise this up. Raising it up. Okay. I haven't fluffed my ribbon back out. Let me take my little thingies off my fingers. But this is what we have. And so I'll go through and refluff my ribbons, make them nice and pretty again. Okay, what do y'all think? Can y'all see that? You like it? You like the yellow, green, and black? Black and white? Give me some hearts if you like it. All right, all right. Oh no frowns, no mad faces. No. That's all right. Okay. Well, that's it. That's it. That's how you make a wreath. I mean, and I do this this process over and over, with different colors. It's pretty much the same thing. Sometimes a little bit different. I mean, But thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for stopping by and joining me today. I really, really appreciated you all hanging out with me. Hi, Faye. I don't think I saw you earlier. Hey. And I just want to tell you all again, if you are a first responder or a store clerk or any of our essential people, I just appreciate you so much for putting yourself out there so you can be of service to us. And or if you have family members that do that, I'm so appreciative, as I'm sure all of us are. And just be safe. All of you be safe. And if you can stay at home, stay at home. And I'll be doing some more lives. I promise this week, because I usually say I'm going to come back on live and then, I chicken myself out. So anyways, I have some other things that I have. Let's see, I have one that I'm going to make something with this Hello Spring sign. And what else? My goodness, I have so many things. I'm going to use, I'm going to be making flip-flop signs, okay? Let's see here. I'm just trying to get some other things. We have some little styrofoam ladybugs. We have some popsicles. I have stuff to do, Reese. If y'all, oh my goodness, if I showed you the room, y'all be like, girl, you could do Reese every day for like 6 months. So y'all come back, okay, and keep me company again. But until then, thank you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Love you all. And have a good evening. Bye-bye.